is one thing that has been the hardest thing for me to get over personally and for me to heal, and that is loss. You know, in life we lose things inevitably. We cannot help it. We have to change. We have to change environments. We have to change locations. We lose people. We lose items. We lose ourselves. We lose past identities. It's not something we can avoid. So if we can make peace with loss early on in our life, life becomes a lot easier for us. In the Gita, it is stated, throughout the Gita actually, that nothing belongs to us. And there's so many verses that Krishna says to Arjuna that makes this ever more so obvious. You know, everything is given to us, our body, our name, our identity, our passions and interests. And why it is so important to understand what loss is so that we can go through life tapping into our highest potential, which is the soul, and living from that, so that we don't waste too much time being in pain. Pain is there for us to learn from it. It's the best teacher. But if you wallow in it too long, and if you even get addicted to it, or if you stay chained to it, if you allow it to stop you from living your life, then pain is no longer purposeful, but instead it becomes a cage. It becomes something that you are not learning from, but rather something that you are holding on to for comfort even, or for your identity to be whole. Some people use pain as a crutch and it becomes their identity, and they don't know who they are without that pain. So healing is terrifying for them, because healing means literally losing that identity that they have so carefully crafted around their trauma. And this is the case for everybody, because when you do heal, you do lose your identity, or a part of it, depending on how much attached you are to your past trauma. So, you know, it is important to understand that nothing belongs to us. There's a great Stoic quote, one of my favorite quotes, by Marcus Aurelius, that says, "What are you afraid of losing when nothing in the world actually belongs to you?" And Krishna says in the Gita, "You came empty-handed and you will leave empty-handed. What is yours today belonged to someone else yesterday and will belong to someone else tomorrow." We're all renters. We're all renting this life. We're all renting this planet. Nothing belongs to us. That's why it is abysmal when people try to, accumulate wealth in the name of pillaging or killing or doing wrongful acts, because they don't understand that the karma is heavier than the wealth that they are acquiring. So they forfeit their life in this life and in the next for something so temporary, such as material wealth. So it's really, really important to understand what things are, what wealth is, what this human life is, what the identity is, what the ego is, what love is, what the soul is, so that we are not confused. And most people are confused. And so they use different things to make their identity whole, whether it's their material objects or even their knowledge or their trauma or their pain or their relationships, not understanding that your identity is rooted in God, and it is whole only in God. And so you got to remove everything actually in order to really understand who you are. That's what happened with me. I had to remove everything in my life. I had no choice. I was not given a choice. I essentially said yes to the process, and I surrendered to the process, and everything was taken from me. But before I said yes, I knew that things would be taken from me, because I knew that I was holding on to nothing. I was holding on to a false identity, false friendships and relationships, false happiness in drinking and going out and clubbing and partying, and, essentially outsourcing everything from that which is not pure, from that which is not of God's quality, from that which is not from Him. So I tried to outsource my love from different things, and my happiness from different things, and it's all a ruse. It's all, a trap. It's a distraction of the soul. It keeps the soul encased within cycles of addiction or negativity or trauma, or the ego trap, even the identity trap. So When we understand that who we are is so much more than what we have been led to believe, and that it's actually found when we go through the removal process of things, then we can become humble. Then we can understand life for truly what it is, as a huge opportunity to serve people, to serve the God within people. That's what this life is, to serve God through the means that we can, through any way that we can. You know, everything is about service to Krishna. Everything is about serving God. And if you do not understand this yet, you know, but if you want to understand it, it'll be revealed to you. The thing is, you have to want to heal. You have to want to be happy. You have to want to be okay. And I wanted it so badly that I had no choice but to give up everything. I gave up friends, I gave up environments, I gave up family members, I gave up my identity, I gave up my habits, you know. And there were some points in my journey where I felt so lost and even done and dead and even lonely, and such dark moments I went through that actually built me. Like, it was in those dark moments that I realized more of who I am and what I'm made of, you know, and what I'm also capable of, and actually what I want to achieve in this life, which is to give people what I have, to give people what I know. I grew exponentially during those dark times. I matured hundreds and hundreds of years past like my own comprehension, and I became cosmic. Like, I literally became incomprehensible to myself, actually. So the yogic path is not for everybody, but it shows you everything. It shows you everything, and it shows you all the secrets of the universe, of frequency, of vibration, of quantum reality. It shows you God and God's personality. Like, if you really want to meet God, you can. You just have to literally surrender everything and give up everything. And like I said, the path is not for everyone, but people who have walked the path have a duty. They have no other choice. They have to share what they know with people, because they've been there. They've been through hell. They've been through the darkest of dark. They've seen the light, and they are better for it, you know. And so that is my experience. And you can call it so many things, you know, like there's so many labels to call these things: PTSD, depression, like anxiety, trauma, like deep held trauma, all this stuff. And it is all valid, you know, like these things really come to the surface when you undergo your healing journey and do your shadow work and go through the, you know, dark night of the soul, or whatever they call it. It is that, because you're cracking open yourself. You are cracking open reality to see it for what it is. You are literally, reality literally crumbles around you. And so it's like the biggest wake-up call ever, and it lasted years for me. I have so many stories to share with you guys, but yeah, the hardest thing that I still come back to sometimes is that feeling of, oh my God, I've lost so much, you know? But then I just have to take a look around me and remember that change is the only constant, and that I've also gained so much. And I've gained so much of me, you know? And that is priceless. Like, you know, to know yourself and to enjoy yourself and to enjoy your life, you can't buy that, you know? And I have that now, along with the wealths of information that are contained within me. So I just wanted to share that with you. And I want you to know that if you're going through a process of loss, it will be replaced by something of equal vibrational value. You may not see it yet, but it's on the way. Your life is not over. You have a long way to go. And you have much fun to have, and you have much to discover about yourself and about the world. I love you guys. Thank you for watching. I'm getting sunburnt and tan out here. I love it so much. Cheers. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.